And welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about how you can use while loops using the Witty library. Now, what I've done here is set up a while loop, and you use a while loop when you don't know exactly what the value is going to be that you're going to output on the screen, or the calculation that you're going to try to compute. So basically all you do is you set up a counter variable. In this case it starts at 0, and then you set up another variable that you're going to compare it against. And basically all we're saying is while counter, which is 0, is less than the value in the variable 100, which we call 100. So while 0 is less than 100, that's basically what is all that is saying. And all we're doing here is outputting the actual counter value onto the screen, and you've seen what this does so far. All this does is just output a string, and here's the argument that we're outputting, and there's the parent, which is the app root, and we're just displaying it onto the browser. Then we're going to also display a break tag, and this is the Witty class for using a break tag. We really hadn't seen a whole lot of that. We have just been writing the break tag inside of the string itself, because you can write HTML. But here's the actual Witty break, and we just made the root the parent for it. So every time you output a value, you have a new line that'll display that value on. And then we just take our counter and make it equal to itself, and then just add 5 to it. So then the counter variable will start from 0, then 5, then 10, then 15, then 20, all the way until we get to 100. Now once counter is equal to 100, that value will not be displayed onto the screen. Basically that value will get skipped, because we're saying while counter is less than 100. So it'll go from 0 to 95, and then once it gets to 100, it breaks out of that loop and then goes back to the application itself. And let's just see what the example here does. I already have the server up and running, and as you can see, all it did was output the value onto the screen. We have 0, 5, 10, 15, all the way to 95 as we said, and then it skips 100 and returns back to the application. And that's basically all you need to do to actually use a while loop when using the Witty library. You can use it for different scenarios, not just counting down numbers, but you can do calculations or anything else you can think of. And that's basically it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.